Today we're doing polynomials and linear functions.
Before we begin, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and like this video.
So let's get started. Our first question says the equation f equals 3b plus 6 gives the cost of the fare f in dollars that a horse carriage charges for a ride that covers b blocks. Amy and Chris each took a ride in this driver's carriage. The coachman took Chris on a ride that covered 3 blocks more than did Amy's ride. How much greater was Chris's fare than Amy's fare? So the correct answer to this question is answer choice B, $9. So we need to look for keywords. It says how much greater, which makes us think of subtraction. So we need to subtract Chris's fare. We need to subtract Amy's fare from Chris's fare. So if we find Amy's fare and we find Chris's fare, we just need to subtract these two values. Now, it says that Chris was on a ride that covered 3 blocks more than Amy's ride, and we can assign arbitrary values for B for both Amy and Chris, plug it into the equation, and then find the difference from there. So if we just say that B equals 0 for Amy, if Chris rode on a ride that covered 3 more blocks than Amy, then B would equal 3 for Chris. And now we can just plug in our values for B into the equation. So when we substitute in for B, we get f equals 3 times 0 plus 6 for Amy, and f equals 3 times 3 plus 6 for Chris. And now we can find what f equals for both of them. So 3 times 0 plus 6 would be 6, and 3 times 3 plus 6 would equal 15. And how much greater was Chris's fare than Amy's fare? Well, now we can just take 15 minus 6 to equal 9, which is answer choice B.
So for this next equation, it's 6 times the quantity y cubed plus y squared minus 2 times the quantity y cubed plus y squared. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression above? So our answer to this problem is going to be answer choice A, 4y cubed plus 4y squared. So we start by expanding, so we multiply the 6 times the y cubed and the 6 times the y squared. We're going to do the same thing for the negative 2. We're going to do negative 2y cubed and negative 2y squared. So we're going to get 6y cubed minus 2y cubed, and we're going to get 4y cubed. Same thing for the y squared. We're going to get 6y squared minus 2y squared, and we're going to get 4y squared. So when we add up 4y cubed plus 4y squared, we're going to get answer choice A.
So the next question is 9 times the quantity x plus 2 minus 3 times the quantity x plus 3 equals 3 times the quantity cx plus 5. And there is no value of x that satisfies the equation above in which c is a constant. What is the value of constant c? So the correct answer to this question is answer choice A, c equals 2. So what we can do is we can start expanding. So the 9 in this term, 9 will multiply to the x and to the plus 2. So we're going to get 9 times x plus 9 times 2. And then we're going to get negative 3 times x times negative 3 times 3. So we're going to get negative 3x minus 9. And this is going to equal, we're just going to distribute like we did for the other two terms. 3 times cx, which is 3cx, plus 3 times 5, which is plus 15. And now we can start adding like terms. So the 9x and the negative 3x can combine to 6x, and the two constant terms will go to 9. And this will equal 3cx plus 15. So now that both sides of the equation are simplified, we just need to solve for c. So the only information that we're given is that there's no value of x that satisfies the equation above. And we know that in order for a linear system to not have any values for x, they need to be parallel. So that means the slopes of these two lines have to be the same. And the slope of this line is 6 because that's the coefficient for the linear x term. And the slope for this line is 3c. And in order for two lines to be parallel, the slopes need to be the same. So we can set 6 equal to 3c, and we're going to get c equals 2.
So here we have the equation 4y cubed minus 10y squared minus 36y plus 48 equals the quantity 2y plus c times the quantity ky squared plus 3y minus 6. In the equation above, c and k are constants. If the equation is true for all values of y, what is the value of ck? So the answer to this question is going to be negative 16. So we can start by multiplying or foiling the right side. So we're going to get 2ky cubed plus 6y squared minus 12y plus cky squared plus 3cy minus 6c. So our approach here is going to be coefficient matching. So we're going to match the only constant on the left side, which is 48, to the only constant on the right side, which is going to be c, because c is going to be a number, times negative 6. So we match those together. 48 equals negative 6c. And that means that c is going to be negative 8. We're going to do the same thing for the k. So on the left side, the only y cubed term is going to be 4y cubed. On the right side, we have 2ky cubed. So we can match the 2k to the 4. So we're going to get that k equals 2. When we multiply these together, we're going to get c times k equals negative 16.
Systems of equations graphed in the xy plane above has exactly n solutions. What is the value of n? So we know if two equations has a solution is if they intersect. And we see that they intersect here and here. They don't intersect anywhere else. Those are the only 2 points. So our answer to this question is answer choice B, n equals 2.
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching our first topic video. We hope that you understood our student thought processes and you'll be able to apply them when you take the SAT or PSAT by yourself.
Consider subscribing to our channel and liking this video.
We'll see you next weekend where we take on another SAT math topic. Bye!